Uy, finally dumating na rin si Ultra, OnePlus Ace 5 Ultra. Powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus with a 6,700 mAh na battery with a 100 watts of fast charging, 50 MP na main camera sensor, at may AMOLED display siya up to 144Hz screen refresh rate. And sabihin ko sa inyo guys, it's even cheaper than the OnePlus Nord 5. Want to know more? Don't go away after this quick intro. Now ito si OnePlus Ace 5 Ultra na may 12 gigs of RAM and 256GB of storage is currently priced at around mga nasa 24,000 pesos, which I'll drop the link on the description box below kung saan siya pwede bumili, and of course, click na lang yung product link once na lumitaw yan sa screen ninyo. Now si OnePlus Ace 5 Ultra is the China ROM variant ng OnePlus Nord 5. Pero kung gusto nyo malaman kung paano maglagay ng Google Play Store dito, it's very easy. Pasok ka lang sa app market niya, type mo na Google Play Store, update, and you're done. Kaya magkakaroon ka ng Play Store just like mine. Working yan. Now, sinabi ko sa inyo na this one is cheaper and more powerful, and well, honestly, that's just really the case. Si Nord 5 having a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, this one having a 9400 Plus na Dimensity, which is definitely more powerful. And this one has a faster charging at 100 watts. At talagang may kasama siyang charging brick out of the box. Unlike si Nord 5, wala kang kasamang charger. Unless, well, you pre-order early. Pero kung naghanap ka ng alternative charging brick, I can recommend this one. Si Ugreen na Nexode GaN 65 watts charger. Sobrang niyang okay. Maliit siya. Meron siya 3 port, isang A port, 2 C port, and retractable pa ang kanyang saksakan. Really easy and travel-friendly. More details sa description box. Now, pagdating sa kanyang design, this one is exactly the same as the OnePlus Nord 5. Pwede mo pag-interchange ang kanilang cases, which I did. And by the way, may kasamang free case din pala to na wala sa Nord 5. Now, ganito itsura ng kanyang camera bump, which is a little bit unique on its own. Matte finish ang kanyang likod, so walang fingerprints. And medyo maganda naman kanyang likod, yung kanyang design, parang may linya-linya na mukhang maleta. Another thing to like is meron pa siyang IR dito sa ibabaw, which comes in really handy sometimes. And another thing is nandyan ang kanyang shortcut button dito sa gilid, which pwede mo i-calibrate kung anong gusto mong gawin sa kanya. No? So, pwede mo siyang gawin camera shutter button, flashlight, pang voice recorder, pang screenshot, or pwedeng no action, translate. No. Normally, lalagay ko siya dito as a ringer toggle button. This one always comes in handy, lalo kung may meeting ako. So, the next time I press this one, makita mo siya ring, and pag hinard press ko, makita mo vibrate na siya. Hindi na siya iingay pag nasa meeting ka. Pag isa pang press, silent na. Which is kinda Apple-ish ang kanyang design. Normally si OnePlus, gamit niya parang switch button, pero ngayon, press button na rin siya, just like Apple. Si Apple talaga is always setting the benchmark. Mga to, kumukopya na lang. Now, we're not here to do a comparison video, but rather we'll be focusing a lot dito sa OnePlus Ace 5 Ultra. Now, probably this is one of the first time na nakita ko ng Ultra na medyo mas mahina sa kanyang Pro variant. Normally, pag sila mo Ultra, it's the best, yung kanyang pinakamaganda sa series na yon. But not on this case. Dahil si OnePlus Ace 5 Pro has a better na processor, which is the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and mas mahal pa siya ng konti kaysa dito kay Ultra. First time ko na nakita yon. I'm not quite sure kung napansin nyo rin. Pero kung di nyo napansin, at least nalaman nyo dito kay Gadget Sidekick. Huwag nyo nang sasabihin sa ibang vloggers, ha? Now, of course, alam naman natin, this one is being powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus, which is the best processor, yung kanilang pinaka-flagship for this year ni MediaTek. And, well, honestly, you can do all of the tasks sa BMOS kanya, video edit, gaming, lahat. Lahat ng gusto mong gawin, pwedeng-pwede sa kanya. And it's really very powerful. Nakakuha ko ng 2.33 million points dito sa AnTuTu benchmark. And ito ang breakdown score na nakuha natin. 6,100 ka na loop score with a 45% na stability dito sa Wildlife Extreme. Pag chinek mo ang kanyang benchmark score dito sa Geekbench, ito ang nakuha ko sa kanyang CPU benchmarking and sa kanyang GPU benchmarking. Quite powerful. Now, one thing to like dito sa kanya is malaki naman kanyang battery. Almost the same sa kanyang global na counterpart, which has a 6,700 mAh na battery na silicon carbon technology. This one comes together with a 100 watts of wired charging, which is quite fast. 0 to 100 in just less than 30 minutes, kayang matapos ng charging. And meron din siya 7.5 watts na reverse wired charging together with a bypass charging na support para sa mga gamers out there. Now, on day-to-day usage naman, as my daily driver, wala ako naging problema sa kanya. Kaya matagal na one whole day or at least siguro isa't kalahating araw using this phone, wala ako naging problema. Makunat ang kanyang battery. And I would say na basta hindi ka nag-heavy usage dito, lalo na gaming, walang problema sa buong araw. And speaking of kaya isang buong araw, sinalang ko naman to sa PC Mark na battery stress test under 50% brightness and 60 Hz na screen refresh rate. Nakakuha ko ng 17 hours and 16 minutes na screen on time. I would say na quite good and makunat nga ang battery nitong phone na ito. Nausapang display naman tayo right now. Itong phone na ito has a 6.83-inch na AMOLED display na may 144Hz screen refresh rate together with a 3840Hz of PWM dimming, and meron din siya 1400 nits of maximum brightness. This one is being protected by the crystal shield glass, and meron din siyang IP65 dust and water resistant as well. Now, siguro kung tatanungin mo sa akin kung may eSIM support to, this one doesn't come with a eSIM support. Kahit si Nord 5 wala rin. Pero one good news dito sa inyo guys is that this one supports 5G, both Globe and Smart SIM. Pati si Dito SIM, of course, out of the box, alam natin gagana talaga yung 5G niya. So, definitely goods, di ba? Now, one of the things na gusto ko dito sa kanya is pag nagbabrowse ka sa social media mo, you'll definitely love to use this phone. Napansin ko sa kanya, pag nagbabrowse ako sa social media like Facebook and TikTok, okay na okay siya. Maganda ang kanyang display. I love it kasi parang ang tingkad ng colors nito. Pag nagbabrowse ka naman dito, dahil sa kanyang high refresh rate, you'll be able to enjoy a smoother experience dito. And kung gusto mo manood ng mga HD na videos dito, kayang-kaya din naman yan. Dahil meron siyang level 1 na Wi-Fi security level. So you can watch all of your favorite films sa iyong favorite online streaming app in HD format. And I would say na maganda ang kanyang display. Na itong phone na ito has stereo speaker. Napansin ko na dito sa ilalim, dalawang butas na malaki. And dito sa ibabaw is just a very small, tiny hole dito. So for sure, meron siyang kunting imbalance na naglalaro ko. Medyo mas malakas coming dito sa ilalim and medyo mas mahina by default. Kasi nakita mo naman yung size ng butas niya. Pero gusto ko lang pakinggan ninyo kung gaano kaganda ang kanyang sounds. Here goes. I'm done hiding, now I'm shining like a well, honestly, maganda naman kanyang sounds. And I would say na medyo close sa mga flagship level na sounds itong phone na ito. Now, since malakas ang kanyang processor, I was able to test out 5 games para sa inyo. Trying out Farlight 84, Call of Duty Mobile, Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and Delta Force. Pagdating sa Farlight 84, sinagad ko ang kanyang graphical setting knowing that this is a 9400 plus, dapat kaya mag-handle ng anything na ibato ko sa kanya. And true enough, okay naman siya. Wala akong naging problema sa kanya. It's really good. Smooth naman ang gameplay ko dito and it was able to achieve mga nasa 58 to 60 FPS consistently naman while I was playing. And maganda ang kanyang touch response. One thing to like dito sa kanya is maganda ang kanyang display. And pinakamainit na inabot ko dito after an hour of gameplay is 41 degrees Celsius. Pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, sinagad ko rin ang graphical setting. I was able to achieve 120 FPS all throughout the game. Sa game settings namin, kaya na mag-unlock up to 140, pero in actual, it's just 120. Consistent naman siya, wala akong nakita na frame drops halos. Pinakamababa na inabot lang niya is just 118 FPS, which is normal. Very responsive ang kanyang touch response sa screen, and I like the gameplay, sobrang smooth niya. Pinakamainit na inabot ko dito sa kanya after an hour of gameplay is just 39 degrees Celsius, which is quite cool. Pagdating sa Wuthering Waves, nakapag-achieve din ng 60 FPS. Probably one of the few device na kaya mag-achieve ng 60 FPS sa Wuthering Waves. This is one of them. And pagdating sa gaming, wala ka maging problema dito sa kanya. Though there are some minor na lags along the way. Not quite sure kung dahil sa aking internet connection. Pero overall, maganda ang kanyang gameplay. Lalo na kung nagka-clash na kayo on a certain point, wala ka naman maging problema dito. Wala ka mafe-feel na frame drops dito sa kanya. Kasi check ko yung kanyang frame rate counter while I was clashing. Hindi naman siya nagda-drop, no. Nasa 59 to 60 siya consistently. And pinakamainit na inabot niya after an hour of gameplay, 44 degrees Celsius. Pagdating sa Genshin Impact, equally said, nakaabot din ako ng 60 FPS dito and very consistent naman siya. And another thing to like dito sa Genshin Impact is maganda nga ng gameplay. Smooth na smooth siya, wala kang mga problema. And the sound is quite good. Overall, nag-enjoy ako dito sa Genshin Impact. Umabot ako ng 44 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Pagdating sa Delta Force, dito, medyo matagal ako naglaro nito. Halos sa kalating oras kasi may tinatapos na akong mission dito. And I was able to achieve 120 FPS dito sa kanya. Halos consistent naman siya. Naglalaro siya ng mga 117 to 120. One thing to like dito is maganda ang kanyang gameplay, maganda ang kanyang graphics, and smooth ang gameplay. Wala mo ako naging problema sa kanya for an hour and a half. And pinakamainit na inabot ko dito is just 42 degrees Celsius. Napag-usapan natin kanyang camera. Is it good? Is it bad? Starting off with a 50MP na main camera sensor with OIS and a 8MP na ultra-wide sensor. Meron siyang 112 degrees na field of view. This one can shoot you up to 4K in 60. And ang kanyang harap is a 16MP na front-facing camera which can shoot you up to 1080p and 30 FPS. Now guys, tingnan muna natin ang ganda ng camera ni OnePlus Ace 5 Ultra. Starting off with some outdoor shot na nakuha natin. And taking a look at this very simple na shot. Dito sa mukhang kalamansi na hindi kalamansi, pag zoom in mo, you see all of the details dito sa kanya looking really nice, no? Pero one thing na napansin ko is medyo a little bit more of the darker green ang attack niya dito sa kanyang color. Pag tinignan mo siya in actual, it's a little bit lighter compared dito. Pero I ain't complaining kasi maganda naman pagkakuha dito. Kapag tinignan mo naman sa mga plant na ito, looking really nice and sharp. Maganda rin ang kanyang pagka-color pink dito. Na pag tinignan naman dito sa plant na ito, yung nga masasabi ko sa inyo na medyo darker green talaga attack niya, pati dito sa plant na ito. Kung madalas kayo naka-follow sa akin, nanonood kayo ng mga videos ko, madalas ko ginagamit itong bato na ito, just a benchmark, no? Para at least nakita ko yung different attack ng mga colors ng different cameras, ng different smartphones. Dito naman sa shot na ito, I would say na maganda ang kuha niya. Maganda yung kanyang pagka-color dito, and one thing to like dito is maganda ang kanyang details, and yung pagka-blur na sa kanyang background dito sa likod is looking good, no? And taking a look at this rosebud, dito ako nakapag-focus, no? And mabilis naman siya mag-focus, hindi siya nakapag-focus dito. Though meron siyang kunting distancing, so dito siya nag-focus sa kulay green. Now, one thing to notice is magandang ka ng pagkakuha dito sa color pink and dito sa color purple. And if you're trying to take this snap naman, pansin ko, okay naman ang kuha dito sa figurine na ito. And halos color accurate naman siya based sa nakikita ko. Pero yung sa actual, medyo a little bit lighter konti. And ang pagkakuha dito sa cloud na ito is really nice and rich in details. At tinay ko naman gamitan siya ng zoom. This is how it looks like. This is a normal shot. And this is a 2x zoom shot. Okay na okay pa rin naman siya after 2x zooming. Sharp pa rin ang kanyang details. Now, kung pumasok ka naman sa indoor, you'll be able to take some nice snaps naman ng mga flowers dito. And taking a look at this flower, masabi ko sa inyo na really nice, sharp ang ganang details. If you're trying to take some mga stuffed toy shot, okay na okay din naman tong camera niya. Full of details. Pati itong mga nakasabit na keychains, looks nice naman, sharp naman ang ganang details once you zoom it in. Itong mga mannequin na to looks nice, no? Maganda, medyo dramatic ang datingan niya. Siguro effect na ng halogen bulbs. And I like this simple painting on the wall. Ang ganda ng pagkakuha dito sa kanyang camera. Na kung mahilig ka naman sa mga alak, and I did try to take this shot naman sa Japanese na restaurant. Ang ganda ng pagkakuha sa kanya. Further showcasing you some more Japanese wine shot. No guys, tingnan nyo. Ang ganda ng mga kuha. Pati itong mga lalagyan niya. If you were trying to take some ambient shot naman, maganda rin ang pagkakuha niya, no? Medyo may pagka-cinematic konti. Na kung ang hilig mo naman is food shot, makita mo, no? Ang ganda ng details ng capture na dito. Kitang-kita mo mga oil dito sa ramen na ito. I love yung kanyang color dito, no? It's really nice and mukhang really yummy siya tingnan. Pati itong macaroni shot na ito looks really nice and kitang-kita mo pa rin mga oil and details sa kanya. Pati itong toasted cheese dito sa bread na ito, you'll see some of the details as well. Napag-usapan naman natin kayo ng front-facing camera. Honestly, medyo maputla ako kunti dito sa shot na ito. I'm not quite sure kung dahil sa lighting or dahil sa camera niya. Overall, the shot is not bad. Ang kanyang details there. Pero pansin ko, medyo maputla lang ako dito. And yeah, equally said din dito sa shot na ito. Though this is a little bit better. Pero pansin ko, medyo maputla lang ang attack talaga ng kanyang front-facing camera. Ito rin, maganda rin kanyang kuha. Pero a little bit reddish ako kundi. Pero pagdating naman sa indoor, medyo nawala nga na pagka-reddish. Medyo mas normal tone na ang kuha na on indoor. Probably dahil sa harsh sunlight, I'm not quite sure yung pagka-reddish ng kanyang outdoor shot. Pero one thing to like dito sa kanya is maganda kuha mga details sa aking mukha. Kahit medyo low light siya, hindi siya nagiging soft masyado. Though it's a little bit softer compared sa outdoor, pero pansin ko na andyan pa rin mga details still good. If you're using the front-facing camera for vlogging, not bad, pero medyo mas maputi ako dito compared sa medyo maputla sa kanyang camera shot. But it's quite stable. And using the rear camera, this one is quite stable. Smooth naman siya using just my bare hand. And honestly, maganda rin kanyang camera. You can use this for vlogging and for content creating. Now overall guys, ano masasabi ko dito sa inyo? Panalong-panalo tong phone na ito at its price point dahil it can simply perform all of the tasks na kinakailangan mo sa kanya. Multitasking, video editing, gaming, lahat. Name it all, kayang-kaya niya. It even has a good camera dito inside which can give you some really nice na shot kahit low light pa. Another thing to like dito sa kanya is makunat ka ng battery, and it can definitely give you a good, satisfying experience like a flagship phone. Could this be one of my top flagship killer for 2025? Malalaman natin at the end of this year. Pero right now, it's a early candidate kasama si OnePlus Ace 5 Pro. Definitely hindi ka talo dito kasi gumagana ang 5G ni Globe and Smart. Na kung gusto nyo malaman kung saan ko nabili ito, I'll post the link on the description box below. And if you like this video, guys, don't forget to share it to your friends. And a quick sub sa aking channel, it's definitely awesome. I'll see you in the next one. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.